Remember folks, you heard it here first. Welcome to WatchMojo.com, and today we'll be counting down our picks for the top 10 predictions for 2017.
As it turns out, the sensor that triggered Rebecca's check engine light monitors the pressure in her brake line. This sensor is one of many monitoring processes throughout the car, which are constantly communicating with each other.
For this list, we're taking a look into the future to guess what 2017 has in store for us.
And I fear no evil because I'm blind.
Number 10, Kanye retires.
I know you're tired of loving.
2016 sure took its toll on Kanye West, so we're predicting a quieter year ahead for the headline-making rapper. By retiring from music, at least temporarily, he can pay closer attention to his various other business endeavors, and perhaps even begin plans for his much-publicized presidential campaign.
Second, this is a second important tip. Saying that you have a beautiful, dark, twisted fantasy. That's what's known as off-message in politics. You can't say something like that.
While Kanye in the White House may be just a beautiful, dark, twisted fantasy for even his most diehard fans, some time off would at least allow him to turn the Adidas Yeezy into the world's favorite sneaker. Failing that, he can become a stay-at-home dad with a parenting how-to guide out just in time for Christmas. Number 9, radical new iPhone upgrade.
Our obsession remains to continuously simplify and improve.
After the iPhone 7 fell a little flat in terms of excitement, all eyes are on the iPhone 8 to reaffirm Apple's reputation as the planet's foremost tech innovator. 2017 marks the 10th anniversary of the iPhone, and rumors say that the company is set to celebrate with a radical redesign. Expect features to include an OLED edge-to-edge display, wireless charging, and of course a faster processor. Perhaps most significantly of all, Apple are tipped to ditch the home button in favor of an integrated Touch ID. We're also hoping for some more off-the-wall updates and at least a little more battery life. Also, waterproof those bitches, because I dropped my new one into the toilet this year and that really sucked. Number 8, VR Skype Calls.
VIII VR is our next project, which will change the way we communicate through video calls.
2017 is being tipped as a make or break year for virtual reality tech. Investors will hope that sales for gadgets including the Oculus Rift, HTC Vive, and PlayStation VR will pick up, which could see VR updates in other tech companies, namely Skype.
Yes, I understand, Mama.
Silly boy.
The video messaging service could prove the perfect fit for virtual reality and offer one of the most practical uses for VR. Conversations held headset to headset could offer a more convincing immersive experience, and early signs are that it will be reasonably affordable too. WebIVR has emerged as an early leader in the field, with kits priced around $250.
It is easy to use. Just plug, calibrate, and start streaming. No drivers or complex software is required.
Number 7, a huge demand for IoT architects.
The Internet of Things is changing much about the world we live in. From the way we drive to how we make purchases.
From wearable devices to self-driving cars, the Internet of Things, or IoT, is the integration of networking into everyday objects, turning something like your coffee mug into a smart coffee mug or something.
Now, a lot of these apps center around the whole Family Hub theme. The calendar, the notepad, the photos.
An IoT architect is a position requiring you to build IoT solutions to solve business problems, and this new type of IT executive is already being branded as an architect. Whether the role requires adapting an existing network of IoT services or starting from scratch for a company only just embracing new data possibilities, the IoT architect will likely prove a must-have for big businesses around the world. As such, salaries are expected to be generous, so if you're already an IT buff, best to get tweaking your resume for your next big role.
Do you wish further information on Silicon Valley?
Hell no, I want to know who you are and how you're listening in.
Number 6, the highs and lows of cinema.
The man, the myth, the legend.
Get ready for a standout year of cinema with 1 or 2 possible flops along the way. Justice League will steal the media spotlight, but we think Wonder Woman will prove the better DC offering.
Who is this woman?
She's my secretary, sir. She's a very good secretary.
Logan could prove to be a surprise package and one of the best superhero movies of the year, while the long-awaited XXX Return of Xander Cage could also be shocking by not be shockingly bad.
I guess we're on the same team now.
You ready to have some fun?
What you want, I got what you need.
Beauty and the Beast is set to be beautiful rather than beastly, Kong Skull Island brutal and brilliant, and Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 will have to go a long way to outshine the original. But we expect it to make a mighty good go of it. As for the Oscars, at this point, we're saying Best Picture goes to La La Land. Again, you heard it here first.
I just heard you play, and I wanted... It's pretty strange that we keep running into each other.
Number 5. Star Wars Episode 8 smashes all records.
What you brought me today is worth 1/4 portion.
In what could be an awesome year at the movie theaters in general, records are most likely going to be broken right at the end of it with Star Wars Episode 8. The Force was definitely awakened in December 2015 when J.J. Abrams breathed new life into the epic sci-fi series. And as Rian Johnson takes the director's chair for the next installment, it's seemingly more and more impossible that we'll see anything other than a massive success. There are rumors aplenty about the Episode 8 story, but considering where we left Rey last time, it seems a fair bet that Mark Hamill's Luke Skywalker will play an important role. So set your lightsabers to excited and circle December 15th on your calendars. Cue the music. Number 4, Cavaliers vs. Warriors Round 3.
Kyrie Irving knocks down a 3.
After 2 straight matchups in the NBA Finals, 2017 could see the Golden State Warriors face off against the Cleveland Cavaliers once again in the biggest game in basketball. The two teams have hatched a seriously high-profile rivalry in recent seasons, spearheaded by the likes of LeBron James and Stephen Curry. Warriors won in 2015, but the Cavaliers were victorious in the 2016 series, which saw both sides go into Game 7 level on points for the first time in NBA history. We're anticipating a third clash on the court and a best-out-of-3 decider, but even we aren't going to call a winner just yet.
Curry, crossover, three-pointer, it's good! Steph Curry from way downtown!
Number 3, The Last of Us video game goes open world. As an official sequel to PlayStation's The Last of Us edges closer and closer, critics and fans are continually divided on what exactly they want from it. The original title, released in 2013, was one of the most decorated video games in history. So, whatever developer Naughty Dog releases, it has some scarily big shoes to fill. What role will Joel and Ellie play in the sequel?
I'll walk through the valley of the shadow of death.
Will it focus around a brand new cast of characters? And where or when will we rejoin the story? And most controversial of all, will The Last of Us lose its linear narrative and make the switch to open world? We are predicting that it probably will, and fans will definitely have mixed emotions about the notion of an open world Last of Us.
What are you doing, kiddo? You really gonna go through with this?
Number 2, Lin-Manuel Miranda will Mac Pegot.
Lin-Manuel Miranda wins Best Original Score for Hamilton at the Tony Awards Sunday night and gives an emotional acceptance speech. He wrote a sonnet honoring his wife and paid tribute to the victims of the mass shooting in Orlando that happened hours earlier.
The prestigious EGOT acronym signifies an extremely rare set of awards given to anyone who has won an Emmy, a Grammy, an Oscar, and a Tony. But the multi-talented Lin-Manuel Miranda could very soon complete an unprecedented Mac Pegot, or an EGOT, plus a MacArthur Genius Prize and a Pulitzer Prize too.
Now fill the world with music, love, and pride. Thank you so much for this.
Miranda first started collecting accolades in 2008, with 2 Tonys for the musical In the Heights. Heading into 2017, the only prize he doesn't have is an Oscar. But he co-wrote the music for Disney's Moana, which is tipped to win Best Original Song at the 2017 Academy Awards, and solidify Miranda's spot in entertainment history. We'd also like to take this moment to prophesize another 2017 Oscar winner in the shape of Emma Stone, who will pick up her first golden statuette for La La Land, maybe? Before we unveil our top pick, here are a few honorable mentions.
Piggy and I had a great relationship for many, many years, and we sort of wanted different things, you know.
Yeah. Like,
it's the usual laundry list, you know, putting the lid down, closing the refrigerator door, not doing the dishes while taking a bath in the sink.
We made plans and efforts to move into the city. Welcome, catch me when you're ready to go.
Number 1, President Trump invests in climate change.
I believe strongly in clean water and clean air, but I don't believe that what they say. I think it's a big scam for a lot of people to make a lot of money. In the meantime, China is eating our lunch because they don't partake in all of the rules and regulations that we do.
Despite years of labeling the concept of climate change as a hoax linked to rising taxes, when Donald Trump enters the White House, global warming will be the first thing in his in-tray. It's a bold prediction, and it may be more in hope than judgment. But could Trump surprise America and the world by prioritizing the needs of the planet?
I want to get away from the Middle East. I want to get away from the monopoly that they once had and they still have to a certain extent. I want to be able to be self-sufficient for the country now due to the new techniques, things that we didn't even know about 3 or 4 years ago.
By laying plans to phase out fossil fuels and freeing up revenue for renewable energy sources, Trump could make his first year as commander-in-chief an especially memorable one.
Because I'm a realist, that's the way life works.
He cut a burly, brash, offensive, and divisive man on the campaign trail. But with the top job secure, we may see a softer side to the Donald. Just maybe.
We have to be much more vigilant and we have to be much tougher. Okay. We can't allow this to happen.
So, do you agree with our list? What do you think will happen?
It's over! It's over! Cleveland is a city of champions once again!
For more Nostradamus-style top 10s published every day, be sure to subscribe to WatchMojo.com.